Welcome back, coffee beans, to Grab Your Brew, the podcast where folklore is dark and the humor is darker.
And Christian moralising turns up the morning after the pagan festival with a hangover and a bucket of holy water.
Very little patience.
So tonight's episode, number 4 of The Darker Origins of Grimm Stories. Please note there are variants, many variants. And this one is Holy Water and Pagan Hangovers, a tour of the exact moments in the Brothers Grimm where pagan myth meets Christian rewrite. Looks around and says, I'm sorry, what have you done to my story?
We're talking about water spirits forced into redemption arcs, a moon heist that becomes a sermon, and a reverent tale stitched into moral fable, like someone trying to hide a bloodstain under their doily.
So grab your brew or something stronger,
I
because these
recommend
tales are
stronger.
beautiful, unsettling, and sometimes very confused. So, pagan water spirit was dragged kicking and screaming into Christian morality tale. Yeah. So you'll have to bear with me, I've got a sore throat. Let's start in the water, specifically the mill pond. I'm sure a lot of people know this one. A classic setting for European water folk legends. In the pagan world, water is alive. It has mood, it has spirit, it has temper. And it absolutely has opinions about mortals wandering too close.
Enter the Knicks, I'll get my words out. I was going to say dramatic and germatic at the same time, but it's pretty much the same thing. The dramatic water spirit, sometimes male, sometimes female, but always dangerous. A shapeshifter, a wailer, a singer, and a stealer of children.
Oh, yes. In the Grimm version, which is KHM 181, for anyone who wants to know, she's surprisingly procedural. She offers the miller in exchange the thing behind his house in return for wealth.
This is a very common thing with us. Just it's in the Grimms, this one liner is the same as Once Upon a Time. I'm just putting that out there. This is such a classic supernatural loophole because what's behind the house? His son.
Of course! What else is it going to be? The Grimms did soften her a little in earlier folklore, and Nix can drown someone joyfully, like it's cardio. But here,
I
she's
guess that's a good
almost...
cardio workout.
It's more
The
of a
upper body
moral
strength.
mechanism. Yeah, could be. She claims the boy, attempts to enforce a bargain, and then bizarrely, get this, gets shut down by Christian magic.
That it's Psalm 41 and don't stop reading till I tell you. The power of Christ compels you.
This is where the pagan hangover shows. Originally, the Nyx realm is absolute. Water spirits don't negotiate with rosary. They don't respect scripture and they don't lose a fight with a candle.
In the Grimm telling, Christianity fixes the problem. So the hero or heroine, because again, variations, escape through a ritual of Christian symbols, so crosses, prayers, and sacred objects. It's folklore gentrification. So we've got a powerful pagan entity rewritten into an antagonist who just needed a stern talking to from Jesus.
Sit down and listen here, sonny boy. Underneath it, though, the bones of the old story remains. A woman claimed by water, a husband searching through the seasons, and a spirit who does not forget.
A
Ever.
myth of cycles and time, and it predates the church. It's just so old, easily by centuries.
We're leaving the water behind and walking towards something even older than the Nixies, older than blessings and curses.
There was no moon in the sky, and the world was dark at night. One day, 4 young men discover a glowing orb, the moon, shining on a faraway land. They decide to take it back to their own country. The moon brings light and joy to their homeland, allowing people to see and be active even after the sun sets. After all 4 are dead, the moon disappears from the sky, and darkness returns to the world. But in the underworld, where the 4 men now reside, the pieces of the moon reunite and begin to glow again, bringing light to the realm of the dead.
Let's talk about the moon. Specifically, the time 4 idiots stole it. Yeah, they stole the moon. The Grimm tale, The Moon, KHM175. Again, if you want to check our variant, KHM175 on the screen. Demand. 4 men travel to a land without moonlight. They decide, smart idea to them, as men do. They steal the moon. Literally, scoop it up and take it home.
Which already tells you that it isn't originally a Christian myth. Moon theft is a classic motif in pre-Christian cosmologies. You see some Baltic, Slavic, Germanic, and Finno-Ugric lore, if I'm saying that right. Ugric. Let's go with Finno-Ugric. Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
Nicely, though. Nicely. You can always send us voice notes to our email.
Yeah.
Teach me. I can do it.
Yeah.
We would like anybody that speaks these languages to send us voice notes correcting us, because we do respect your language. We are not trying to butcher it. But the Grimms, in true Grimm fashion, turn it into a moral fable. That's one of my favorite games, Fable. So, ADHD. When each of these thieves dies, a quarter of the moon follows him into the grave. By the end, the moon is in the underworld.
You didn't see that coming?
Yeah, this is where the Christian frame clamps down. The tale ends with the moon being restored to the sky, a symbol of divine order, and the grave thieves punished.
As they should, as they should. We need our moon. But the pagan bones are unmistakable. Moon as a physical object. Moon as shareable, divisible, intangible. Moon as underworld lantern.
That last one, not biblical. It's straight from old Indo-European cosmology. It's that the dead don't want moral lessons. They want light. Just some light.
Light. And honestly, fair, because every time you go into a ghost hunt, they're always like, go to the light. And I often think if they could go to the light, wouldn't they've already gone? That's why I never ever offer up that closure to ghosts.
Before I go off on a tangent about the moon, let's swiftly move along. If you're thinking, I'd like a grim story that combines child ghosts, guilt, and moral panic. Well, the Brother Grimm heard you.
Got you.
Heard you.
The Poor Boy in the Grave is one of those tales where you can feel the tension between folk beliefs and church messaging. Like 2 cats fighting under a blanket, basically.
It's tragic.
Parts, they don't want to share anything with him, barely feed him. They also abuse him horribly, like they tell him to watch the chickens and a hawk comes and takes one off, and so they beat him mercilessly for it. When he's finally better, he tries to take care of the chickens again, and he ties them together so the hawk won't take them, but then a hawk takes one and then takes all of them because they're all tied together. Again, he's beaten so badly he can't stir for a few days. So the dad tells him, "You're worthless in the field, I'm gonna make you an errand boy," and he sends him to a local judge with a letter and a bunch of grapes. When the boy's so starving on the way there, he eats a couple bunches of the grapes. The judge knows the grapes are missing, but the judge actually sends a letter back that says, "Hey, treat your son better, stop starving him so that he'll stop eating things intended for other people." Then the husband and wife go away one day and they tell him to chop all of this firewood, which he barely has the strength to chop. And so while he's doing it, he's so delirious, he gets hot, takes off his coat, accidentally chops off his coat, and he's like, "Oh my God, they're just gonna kill me when they come back, so I might as well just die first." The wife had always told him that she had a pot of poison under her bed, and so he goes and eats it all. But it's not poison, it's actually honey, and she just said that so he wouldn't eat it. So he suddenly is tasting, food, and he says, "Folks say death is bitter, but it tastes sweet to me." But he's not dying. So she has also said she keeps poison in a cabinet, and so he goes and drinks all that poison, but guess what? It's not poison, it's wine. So now he's had all this honey and all this wine, and he's drunk, and he thinks death must feel really good. So he goes and digs himself his own grave and gets down in it and waits to die. There's a wedding in a neighboring churchyard, and when he hears the music, he thinks it must be the music of heaven. The poor boy never woke again. The heat of the strong wine and the cold night dew deprived him of life, and he remained in the grave where he had laid himself. Later, when they find him, the husband is so upset that he'll get in trouble that he falls to the ground wailing. The wife is frying a frying pan of fat. She darts over to help him, but the fat gets out, sets the whole house on fire, and their whole house burns down. They pass the rest of their years in horrible poverty, tormented by the pangs of conscience.
Not vengeful, he's just heartbreakingly sad. And he appears night after night, unable to rest because of what happened between them. On the surface, it's been written as a Christian tale of remorse. Boy dies.
But if you look closer, the structure is pure reverent folklore. Dramatic Salvic Balkan.
You put a new spin on the dramatic and Germanic then and put dramatic.
Is dramatic.
You said
Okay,
dramatic.
sorry.
I was like, there's another combo. New combo.
Germanic, Salvic, and Balkan. You see this everywhere. The dead child is rising because something is unresolved.
The Grimms add the Christian resolution. Getting my words out, sorry. The ghost child sitting on the grave, weeping and waiting for emotional repair. It predates Christianity. It's like older ancestor spirit logic.
You can feel a tug of war here. The pagan worldview says fix the imbalance or the dead won't rest.
The Christian worldview says confess, repent, and the haunting will stop. And in the Grimm's hands, both arguments awkwardly coexist, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like two religions sharing a bed and pretending to not touch.
That's us, basically.
Yeah.
Any we do touch, we're snugglers. We embrace each other.
We do.
So what have we learned today, Coffee Beans?
We've learned that the Grimms collected stories where pagan myth and Christian morality stare at each other like exes at a family wedding.
The Nyx is a water spirit forced into redemption arc. The moon is a pagan cosmology wearing a moral fable disguise. And the poor boy in the grave is a reverent tale politely absorbing a sermon.
Christianity tries to override older belief systems, or did, should I say. But the folklore refused to die. It just adapted, it shifted, it put on a cloak and carried on haunting the village well.
Yeah, and next time we're moving more into seasonal territory. Yes, it's Christmas.
So until then, keep your brew hot, keep your folklore older than the church would like, and if a water spirit offers you a deal, maybe just don't. Just don't.
Don't do it. If anything happens to make you a deal, don't do it. Doom, as she says.
Doom.
See you next time, Coffee Beans. Have an amazing week.
Bye.